Before we proceed to the video, if you want to learn more tips about sports trading strategies, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to never miss anything we upload.
You may have already heard of the lay the draw strategy, which is essentially betting against a draw. This is a nice strategy of how to bet on any sport where the result could end in a draw and where bookmakers offer a price or odds on a draw result. Most team sports can have an outcome where the match ends in a draw. Baseball, basketball and NFL do not allow a draw result during competitive matches, and so it's very unlikely you will find odds for a draw in those sports. Let's use football to illustrate this system. Lay the draw is a general strategy. It does not consider a specific scoring or no-score draw outcome. Lay the draw, in general, can work against a 0-0 or any score draw outcome. When you lay a 0-0 draw or any other score draw with a 0-0 lay, it's still considered a lay the draw strategy, but it's more specific. Here, you're betting against the game ending with no goals scored. Or, put it another way, you're betting that at least one goal will be scored. It's worth considering that in many of the world's top leagues, goalless matches tend to be quite unusual. For example, in the English Premier League, less than 10% of games end in 0-0. So this presents a good opportunity for trading a lay bet on 0-0. There is a huge risk to be taken though. Laying 0-0 is an all-or-nothing bet. If a goal is scored, you automatically win, otherwise, if no goal is scored you lose. And since laying 0-0 is typically at odds from 9.0 to as high as 20.0, your potential losses are high should the game end in a 0-0. But again, plenty of matches do not end in a 0-0 score. Thus, taking that risk isn't too bad. And laying 0-0 can be profitable in the long term too, if you have the patience to wait until the odds have dropped while the match is in play. Once the odds have dropped, or shortened, this can give your lay bets better value. And if making as much money as you can is your idea of how to bet on sports, it's a good idea to take this route when doing 0-0 lay betting. How do you find matches where the probability of a no-score draw is low? Simply put, do your research. Use the statistics available on many free sports statistics sites. Here's just some stats you may want to take into account when looking for a high-scoring match on which to lay 0-0. Look at the recent form of the two sides. Are they scoring or conceding regularly? Any recent 0-0 draws? How do they fare head-to-head in past matches? Are teams consistent with their XG, or expected goals stat? Are any key players missing, such as goal scorers or defenders? Even goalkeepers can influence how you might see the match playing out. One cautionary word here is to make sure the selected match has enough liquidity in the lay market to allow you to trade out if the match looks to be heading for a draw. The good thing about laying a 0-0 draw is that historical stats show there's a very low likelihood of a match ending in a goalless draw. So you will always have the edge when it comes to winning your lay 0-0 trade. If you decide to lay the draw result, and not a score draw result, you must be able to trade out in play, just as soon as a goal is scored. Your profits will be lower, but your losses will also be fewer and far between. Best of luck using this strategy. There you have it. Some simple tips that will help you win the lay 0-0 system. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you want exclusive sports tips, systems and strategies that we only share with members, then head over to mbt-sports.com. Now we want to turn it over to you. Which of these lay the draw systems will you use? Are you going to use the lay the draw result strategy, or will you go for a lay a score draw strategy? Either way, let us know in the comments.